October the 23rd. Very windy day. Trees are shaking and the leaves are coming off. And every now and then somebody asks me a really good question. And the best recent question I had was, how late can you take a double deep colony and put them into a 5/5 frame colony and expect them to survive? And I hadn't given this a lot of thought. I'd always kind of assumed that if they're in a double deep around September or so, it might be best to leave them alone. But then I was learning about diuturnus bees, long-lived bees, and it gave me some pause, because with the bees that are going to live through the winter, and they're different from the summer bees that we have. Well, at the end of August to September or so, all of the bees that we have in the hive, 2/3 of them in a healthy hive, are going to be dead by the end of the year. They're not going to live to spring. So if you see a double deep colony and it's stuffed with bees, then in reality only 1/3 of those bees are going to be there around that time of the year. So it got me thinking, so if that's the case, would those bees that might not fit into a 5/5 at the end of August, would it make any sense to try and put them in a 5/5 later on, when perhaps they're broodless or almost broodless? And so this gentleman who asked me the question, I went with him yesterday and had a look at one of his hives he was trying that with, and we moved it to a 5/5, and it was broodless, and the bees fit in pretty well. And I think he's weighed 68 pounds. And so I went home later in the afternoon, did 2 of my own, and they were in the 77, 79 pound range. I did one at a different apiary this morning that was 83 pounds, and they fit in. And these ones here, this colony weighs 70 pounds, and I've got them in there. And in my colonies, of the 4 colonies that I put in, 2 of them had brood. It was either 2 or 3, but I've got it written down, from 1 to 2 palms worth of brood that was sealed, not open. And I made sure that I took 5 frames from the top box that were full of honey and put them in the top box, and then weighed the top box, and then put bees in the bottom box with a few frames of honey, and weighed the bottom box. So this particular one, like I say, weighs 70 pounds. So we'll see. Right now the bees are still milling around and getting used to it. But the idea is, what I don't know is whether moving them from a double deep, if they'll fit in, to a 5/5 confers them any advantage, all being equal. My experience with the double deep colonies is I have never done very well with them. Lifetime, I'm like around 50-55% with those, which is follows what a elder beekeeper told me in Minnesota, which was that whether people treat or don't treat, it's hard to get more than 50% through the winter. Well, in my 5/5 frame colonies, with some mite controls with drone brood and other interventions, I've got 80% of those through the winter. So I've always said I don't think the 5/5 is a panacea, but would it weigh the colony's chances a little stronger of getting through the winter if you got them out of those big drafty 19th century double deep hives into these more streamlined 5/5s? Who knows? Well, it gives me something to watch over winter.